Yo, I am hyphen X, and welcome to the Great Conversation Podcast, where we indulge in healthy dialogue about topics that are important in today's society and culture. Guys, you guys know that we're doing something different now, man. We're trying to go live with our podcast, man. So once you guys come on here, our live, we're live on our Facebook, my personal Facebook page, also at the Great Conversation podcast page as well, and also YouTube, guys. We got we're continuing this. I don't know if I want to call it a series of the challenges of Black unity. We had the panel discussion, and now I'm bringing back the panelists one by one so that we can, you know, have a chance to talk to them one by one. Guys, go ahead. If you're in watching this live, go ahead and put a one in the comments section for me, and just kind of let me know you're here, man. All right. I do have one of the panelists that's going to be on tonight. We're going to be speaking with Ivy Joy Wallace, all the way from Ivy's famous Phillies, man. Now, let me tell you, I've had these Phillies before. Let me just see if I can describe them. So good to me. First of all, it starts with the bread. The bread is so soft and warm. Even upon delivery, it's still soft and warm. It doesn't get soggy. It's not soggy. I don't know what they do to it. And then the ingredients on the inside. I have enough bread for all of the meat that comes inside of these chicken Phillies. I get the chicken Philly. And then the cheese. The cheese that goes on there, those onions that go on there, those peppers that go on there. Oh my God, they are oh so good. Um, everything be smacking on there. I do like the fries, very different. I like the way they have the Parmesan cheese and the fries, man, make you feel elegant. You almost eat those fries with your pinky up, and great customer service as well. Let me see what we got going on over here. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Ricky? Loyal, loyal listener. All right. So without further ado, without further ado, I'm gonna bring on Ivy here. What it do?
Hello, hello. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm making it, man. I'm here. Can't complain. I'm out here. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good, doing well. It's a great night tonight. It's hump day, but we making it through the week.
Oh yeah, pushing through. Here come the
Yeah.
weekend.
I like that
Here
little
come.
commercial you just gave me too for my Phillies.
Hey,
That's always wonderful.
hey. I was thinking about it tonight. I'm like, if I was thinking, I would have been eating one
Yeah.
while we were talking. If I was thinking, but
Uh-huh.
I was sitting down and I was like, man, what am I gonna eat after this? And I was thinking about that soft bread
Yeah.
and
You
all them
described it
ingredients.
so nicely.
It'd be delicious. So, as we do know, Ivy, we're talking about, hey, what's going on, Bobby? Just to let you know that we are talking about the challenges of Black unity here in Rockford. So, I'm going to ask you, you were a part of the panel. I'm going to ask you, how did you believe that panel discussion went?
Um, I'm trying to find the perfect word to describe it.
You
Until
can
I
use more than
do,
one.
I will say it was very interesting. It was very interesting to see all the different perspectives. I know we're not, often we won't all have the same exact views and opinion, but just to see the very different opinions and views that were being mentioned and discussed in the room amongst everyone it was quite interesting. It got really deep. It got really intense. I think that's the perfect word that I was trying to find. It was a really intense panel and discussion. I enjoyed being a part of it, and most of all, I guess, really just listening. It was kind of like double dutch. I was trying to hop in, but I
Yeah.
couldn't really get in there because I just had to sit back and really listen to what was going on and all the different views and what was being said, especially with Mr. Leslie. That brother right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
He got some words.
Yeah, he does. And a lot of his words got a lot of weight behind them.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, I, I did a reaction. I did a reaction, but it wasn't to what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
because I think I needed to go back and sit down and re-listen again to the things that were being said, and um, it was a lot of things that were being said, and there were a lot of things that were not being said.
Right.
And I don't like to. I'm doing the exact same thing that I don't like to do. I don't like to talk in circles.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, let's see, some of the things that you were talking about was about the actual business side of things,
Mm-hmm.
and that prompted Josh and that prompted Tony to speak about competition in Rockford amongst Black people in business.
Right.
Now, where do you stand on competition between Black businesses here in Rockford?
What I see is, people are going to shout out and support who they want to shout out and support. You know, meaning like, I'm trying to say this without being, we
I
can be
don't I
real
don't
here,
want to.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could say yeah. What are
I just
you
don't want
talking
nobody
about?
coming for me. It's like,
Hey, they might though, but you gotta. It's what you want to. It's what you want to say and what you feel like it needs to be said. You know.
it's almost like people don't come with ideas until someone else come with the idea. So like you've been sitting here in Rockford this whole time and you never thought to cater, or you never thought to sell clothes. It was kind of like, I know you can look at it like, well, maybe they were motivated when they saw someone else doing it, but I feel like if it's something that motivates you, you don't have to necessarily support it, but you can help by sharing, liking, telling people about it, or even asking the person that's doing it to possibly mentor you. But we don't want to communicate. We don't want to ask for help. It's a pride thing. So when it comes to the
Ah,
competition side, it's like, well, I'm gonna just do this on my own and just try to compete with her or him. And when y'all could possibly come together and make something grand, it's like we don't want to do that though. Or it's a lot of people that copy. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I look at it a little differently.
Okay.
Like let's look at East State. Let's look at
Okay.
East State, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Burger King, Wendy's, you know what I'm saying, and you got McDonald's, right? Do you think the guy from McDonald's went to the guy from? Well, I'm sorry. Did you think the guy from Burger King went to the guy at McDonald's and was like, "Hey, bro, put me on, man. What you think? Da 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 da." I don't. I think blacks become very sensitive when it comes to supporting or doing business. I learned this from Brother Henry. Like we shouldn't be going out here saying support a business because you don't take that mindset when you're supporting or going to Walmart. You're not thinking I'm supporting Walmart. You're like I'm going here to do business with Walmart, and
Right.
whatever their price is their price. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Right.
I might have a and I might have a coupon for it. I either choose if I want to buy it or I choose if I don't want to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But we take I don't know. I think we become too sensitive and we have to expect competition and just make your customers experience a great experience every time they come and shop with you. You won't have nothing to
Exactly.
worry about.
Exactly. And that's what I do. Like I don't focus too much on the other, people that's out here that's, doing the same or similar thing that I'm doing. Don't really focus too much on it, like what they're doing over there. I just focus on what I'm doing. But I don't. It's like,
Like it's more. It's like I love the analogy when people go like they go to the grocery store. It's all this bread, right? You got like 5 shelves of bread,
mm-hmm,
maybe 20 different people that sell bread.
true.
You know what I'm saying? And they go in and they just you pick your loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that blacks are so sensitive when it comes to want to be supported by their own people?
Like, why
Why is
do?
that so? Like, why is that so such a sensitive topic? Like, Okay, so you're not from here, so I can tell you something about rock. See, what you're seeing is more of an observation type thing.
Yeah.
I know it's something in the water here. You know what I'm saying? Because here in Rockford, we have a mindset like, okay, we're not Chicago, we're not New York. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We're Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
So when outsiders come, it's easy to point out and see areas of opportunity when you're foreign to the land. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? When you're not a part of the land, like you don't see it. It's a mindset here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We have a big city, little little city complex
Yep.
here in
I
Rockford.
agree.
I can say that because that's where I'm from. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But I'm the type of Rockfordian that I represent Rockford even if I'm out of town. I
Okay.
never say I'm from Chicago and I'm in Atlanta. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Or I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. I would say I'm closer to Wisconsin before I say from Chicago.
Okay.
Okay, so like I love saying it because my homies watching. I'm from Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Rockford, bruh.
And
But
when you say that, people probably be like, "What is that? Where's that?"
yeah, where's that at?
Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
get that a lot.
yeah, a little little bit outside of such and such. Or I say I got Fred. I can reference to now.
Mm.
So a lot of people don't have that pride in Rockford. Now, aside from business, aside from business, Josh was saying that you should be competitive, and then kind of what you're saying is kind of what Tony was saying when Tony was talking about, working in collaboration with one another to kind of take over the industry, if you
Yeah, simply because I don't I get the be competitive thing, but I just feel like that's with the big $1 million corporations. I feel like blacks can afford really to be competitive. I feel like
will. Wow.
we should first come together to build something great. Then we can all branch off and do our own thing. But as long as we stay in competition, who's gonna really come up?
It it's all about it's all about who you're marketing to, your demographic. It's all about now. I do believe in sharing customers. I do believe that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do believe in sharing customers or linking with someone. Like, okay,
So like
so
if I
your
don't
thing is
have it, I can
so.
refer you to the other black
Well,
business
no,
down the street that
yeah,
might have it.
like your thing. Like, I don't think two people that sell Philly should link. I don't think that. I
Okay.
think that. I think that the maybe a person that sells Phillies and a person that makes drinks or desserts should link. That's
Okay.
the way
I see what yeah, I see what you're saying.
you're sharing customers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you see what I'm saying? They're coming
Yep.
in one area and they're being exposed to both. So I
Yep.
think you need that level of competition um to and blacks are competitive in everything else.
That's
Why
true
not
too.
why not business? Why not business? You know what I'm saying? Like let me see what else we got going on here from the challenges of black unity here in Rockford, Illinois. We had a panel discussion. I have one of the panelists on here from the Ivy's famous Phillies. I have Ivy Joy on with us. This is the Great Conversation podcast. Let's see here. The combination that works. Yep. All right, so let's see. let's get to the let's let's get to the meat. We warmed up now. Let's
Uh-huh.
get let's get let's get
Every time you
let's
pick
get
up
let's
your cup, I pick mine up.
you got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now let's get to the meat of it. I asked the question. I said, when is being black enough?
Mm.
It's like if I'm black and I'm doing business, I expect black people to do business with me. But it seems as if here in Rockford, when it comes to social injustice, we have to weigh out the black person to see if they're even worthy of being rallied around. What do you
Mm.
say about that? You say about that?
Wow. Being worthy enough, like meaning, oh wow. What
So when
specific?
when it comes to police brutality beating black men here in Rockford, Illinois, we kind of we take that victim and we put them up on a trial and say, are they worthy enough for us to rally around and say that the police, the state's attorney, the judicial system is wrong?
So we pick and choose. It to me, what I see, it seems like immediately when a black person experiences injustice or a shot and kill, we immediately jump to their defense. That's just kind of
Really?
what I see. Like we immediately be like, oh, these white pigs and shot another black man before we even know
Oh,
what
you're talking
really
about
happened.
in
We won't even know the specifics, but because it happened, because it was a black white thing, we're jumping to the black side. That's just what
oh, so
I see.
you're talking in in private conversation.
Mm-hmm.
In conversation, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree
Mm-hmm.
with that in private conversation. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when it comes to making a public stand. Like you will see all day on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snapchat, you know what I'm saying, your TikTok. You will see all day long where people are promoting brands and talking about things that are going on, support black business, this, and that, and the other. But when it comes to local activism here in Rockford, Illinois, that kind of blacks kind of take the back burner to that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Are you do you see any of the things that I'm speaking about?
Not well. So, are you really saying that the people that's supposed to speak up don't really speak up? Because when I see the folks rallying, you
Where
got the
okay,
May 30th Alliance.
okay. So let's take the May 30th Alliance. Let's take
Mm-hmm.
that May 30th Alliance. Let's look at it.
Okay.
I don't know if you recall when the whole George Floyd thing happened and everyone was rallied together. This is how the May 30th Alliance, they all had a common trauma. That's how
Okay.
they were able to bond together and work together. They have a common
Right.
trauma. Okay. Things happened to them on May 30th. Atrocities happened to them on May 30th. And then when Tyrus Jones was shot by Dominic McNeese here in Rockford, Illinois, unarmed, he they came together and they occupied City Hall.
Right.
It now and they went through the winter and everything, but now that has dwindled from it started with the hundreds all the way down to maybe 5 to 7.
I see what you're saying.
And out of that 5 to 7, or let's just call it 10, they're not majority. There's not majority blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So I see what you're saying.
So let me think about the circle you might travel in, because you're exposed to a lot of middle class Rockfordians, correct? Okay, so the I charge. Let me see if you agree with this or not. I charge the middle class Black Americans for getting to their level of expectation inside of a white systematic system
Mm-hmm.
and triumphing in that system and for not being for black liberation. Like in plain, they in it for self.
So absolutely. So oh yeah, come on, Pass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. So now I kind of get what you were saying when you were asking about the whole worthiness thing, especially when you
Hmm.
broke it down from it being 100 and some people, and now it's down to probably you can count them on one hand.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like we stopped protesting so hard or going so hard. And I don't know. I don't think if it's a worthy thing, like we stop protesting because the person who we're protesting for is deemed unworthy. I think it's more so of a we not seeing no change for real. So maybe that's why it dwindled from the 100 to the 5 people.
I could see that. And then you know who I charge? Who I charge with that? I charge for the ones with the seat at the table. At
Okay.
the seat at the table, who echo who echo the words and tone of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's who I charge of that. And I guess to make it plain, like let's take it back to the panel.
Okay.
It got really heated in the panel discussion when I guess Rhonda Greer felt as if Leslie has said that she hasn't done anything. And then she goes on a list of things that she's tried to do.
Yeah.
But is that not the equivalent to not have done anything? If you give us a list of things that you tried to do,
Right. Because what was really accomplished, right?
that's what I'm saying. And people in leadership, it's one thing. If you're in the corporate world, you know about constructive criticism.
Right.
You know about that. Why can't that apply in the activist world? You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's
The
like, you're pointing the
sensitivity that
finger.
goes back to being too sensitive, right?
Yeah,
The sense of the whole sensitivity thing, and then that whole underlying the whole. I think their whole deep rooted tension was the fact that Leslie's so pro. I mean, he's so anti police, and then I guess she has attachments to the police, but you're also NAACP fighting for black justice, but and he kept using the term "you're in the bed with the police."
I mean,
And then
hey,
she was acting like she didn't quite know what that meant, but like you have to be oblivious to not really know. Like if you're going to the chief of police association's ball and you're taking pictures hand in hand with like different officers and stuff, and so Leslie's like they're the complete total enemy, and this is what you're doing. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say you're in the bed with the police. You buddy with them. And then on the flip side, on the back side of the hand, you're your NAACP board. I'm sorry to use air quotes. That's what she is.
no,
And your whole position for the NAACP is to fight for black equality, black justice, and everything that's going on. And you buddy with the police. It's kind of like a contradiction, a little bit.
it is. Like I did like let's list some of the things that they have failed to accomplish. Um, they wanted a citizens review board. I have been told that the city of Rockford has stolen an idea from her,
Mm,
and they're trying to make it their own.
okay.
Um, Also, she says about subpoena power. I do believe that's something that the Citizen Review Board should have some type of subpoena power.
Right.
Now, let's not fake the funk. We all know that all these people are politicians. We all know that, and we do know that the art of politician of being of politics is to I would just simply take and say, hey, May 30th Alliance is right here.
Mm-hmm.
They X, Y, and Z. Then we support them. That the police do need to be held accountable. We need to have a citizens review board, and that citizen review board needs to have subpoena power.
Right.
That's how you tie that together. But if anyone who wants to go back and listen to this, it is on Spotify. It's also on YouTube. This is our challenges of Black Unity panel discussion. Had some great individuals on there giving their perspectives on the challenges of Black unity here in Rockford, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that are happening here in Rockford, Illinois are just a microcosm of things that are happening nationwide. Um, Now, all the things that was being said there, she kept saying that there needs to be some type of communication. I guess the communication between her and Leslie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't agree with that.
She felt like
I do.
she felt like he didn't know who she was, just as a person. Period, and he was passing judgment. So that's probably why she made the comment like, "You and I need to have a conversation." But I didn't mean to
No,
cut you off. Finish your
no,
comment.
no, 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 no. That's good. No, I like that because maybe that is how she felt. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
like you don't
But
even know
but
me. You just go off what you see me posting on Facebook. So let's have a real conversation.
well, here it is. When you're in public office, you know what I'm saying. We do get to draw a conclusion to you in your office, your
Now that's
job
true.
in
Yeah.
your office. You know
Just
what I'm
like when
saying?
Tony Turner, when he made that comment about my sister, Leticia Wallace, when he was saying like, man, like whole time I'm thinking she just not doing her job, whatever. And he was like, until I actually really sat down, talked with her, saw the process, saw what she actually was really doing in her position when she was state representative for Rockford, and it changed his entire perception.
Yeah, and that I can understand. And sometimes when you're in a public position, you do have to be transparent and you
Yep.
have to show you do have to show where the struggles are. Hey guys, I'm with you on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on this.
Mm-hmm.
um these are the challenges that I have with being able to get through the hurdles that are in front of me.
Yep.
That's where the communication has to come in. I charge the ones at the table who play like they support,
Yep.
like, and they play like they are down. I put up a Facebook quote the other day, and I said that a lot of our revolutionaries have become capitalists.
A lot of our
You know what I'm saying?
revolutionaries have become what?
Capitalists.
Okay.
They have become capitalists. A lot of our
Okay.
revolutionaries have gotten, and I guess we're going to use this term now, got in bed.
You're funny.
Have gotten in bed with the city. So now they have these jobs and this security,
Hmm.
and they have been bought. You know what I'm saying? So they don't speak out. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay in my lane over here and continue to get grant money. Let me be clear that I'm not saying that they should not be getting the grant money, because the grant money is there and it's for us, and
Right.
they should get it, but it should not cost you your voice. That's what I'm saying.
Mm. Period.
That that's what
Now, are
I'm
we
saying.
speaking about anyone in particular here?
Well, I'm not speaking about anyone in particular. I guess I guess a lot of this. I guess if I had to put the backpack on somebody, it would have to be like a Joshua Patterson. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It would have to be like it'll be like them. And I feel like I can say that because I've said this to him. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, like, I just feel as if people were revolutionaries and now they're there. He kept talking about being the author of our own story, and it's a difference between helping black people and hurting white folks. Like, I didn't understand where that was coming from.
Hmm.
Like, maybe you did. Maybe you can help me.
I kind of got the comment where, okay, so he basically said there's a difference between helping black folks without hurting white people in the process.
No, he was just saying there's a difference between, like, he was talking about your motivation and your intent.
Hmm.
Is your intent to hurt white people or to help black people? When we're talking about the sense of tearing down white supremacy,
Right. Yeah, I couldn't separate the two really.
like that, because it's gonna happen, right?
It's yeah, it's kind of hand in hand because
It's some black people.
any empowerment of blacks is going to insult the white majority.
So let me ask you this, because I asked it on the podcast, but I don't remember if you gave a clear answer or
Hmm.
not. Do you believe that white supremacy is a problem here in Rockford, Illinois?
Absolutely, I
In
do.
what fashion?
So here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not from here. You stated that. When I first came here, I literally felt like I had stepped into the Twilight Zone. Literally felt like I stepped into 1942 Mississippi. I'm just like, and like this can't be modern day. Like what world is this? Simply because I had never, coming from a place like Chicago, I had never in my life walked into until I got here. I had never in my life walked into an establishment or tried to get into an establishment with a group of my friends that we were denied access getting in.
Hmm.
And this
Based
is and
on.
this has happened multiple times, and it's like they can't even give us a real excuse. Oh, your pants are a little too big, or you can only come in. You have a cap on, but it has to be a bent brim. It can't be a straight brim, or and I'm just like, what type of rules and regulations? Like, what type of Jim Crow era laws is these? Like, go around in through the back. Y'all got to enter in through the back out there. So
Right.
it literally threw me for a loop when I came out here. With just and then just the looks that you get when you walk into certain places. It's just I never had experienced that until moving here, and it's just it's a very high sense of entitlement of whites here. I'm sorry to say it like that. And then also another thing I've noticed, I really noticed it being in RPS 205. I personally, and I've probably worked in about 7 to 8, maybe more schools, about 7 to 8 schools that I can say that I've worked in here in
Mhm.
Rockford. And I can't name you one black male teacher. Not one. I can there's black staff. He might be a janitor, or he might be a hall monitor, or a lunch aide, but he's not a teacher. He's not a dean. He's not a principal. I know West Middle School at one point. I don't remember what year that was. Maceo, what's his last name? Rainey, Principal Rainey at West Middle School. That was like maybe 5 years ago or so. He's a black man, principal there at West Middle School. And Albert, but yeah, I don't even get into that. But that was probably like the only just two that I could name, but they're no longer in those positions. And like I said, that was probably about 5 years ago or so. And that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, where are the black male teachers in this school system? Also, these black boys just don't have nothing to look up to. And then it don't even stop there. It extends further. Like when I moved here, I walk into a store or a bank or a restaurant, and it's just like, where are the black employees? That's all over Chicago. Anywhere I could go in my city, regardless of what it is, any business, any bank, any library, any school, any grocery store, whatever it is, I see the whole staff looks like me, or have shades of melanin. They're black. The banks, black tellers, black financial advisors that come sit down and talk to you when you want to talk to a financial advisor at the bank. They're black. So growing up, you see this where I'm from. You see people that look like you in high positions. You have something to strive for. I come to Rockford, there is white, all across the board. And with me working with the youth, I'm just like, these young black kids don't see nothing. They see literally nobody that looks like them, that they can even think to strive that they can be. And it
Like
really bothered me moving here when I saw it. Really bothered me.
I remember coming up, and I think I had maybe one, Mr. Glover. I
Mm-hmm.
had him as a black male teacher,
Okay.
but I remember not being teaching, not being pushed upon males. I'm
Oh.
30. I'm 38. I believe I'm 38. I think I am, but
You think so?
I think so. I'm close to it.
Okay.
But
We're
I
close. We're
remember.
close in age.
All right, bet. So okay,
Very, very close.
so you understand like the mindset that was pushed, like a teacher's job, a teacher was a woman's job.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We were pushed to say that these women were to be teachers. Men, you're supposed to be like a cop or a garbage truck
Or a factory
driver or
worker.
a factory worker, a mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
thing, things like that. So how do we glorify being a teacher so that black and males are encouraged to be teachers?
Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to start. I just know where I keep to. I hate to keep saying where I come from, but it's. I mean, that's what's embedded in me. That's just what I know because it's what I experienced. It's what I live.
Right.
Um, when I grew up, where I was from, being smart was it was cool. It
Oh
was
wow.
actually the popular thing to do was to be smart. If you had the honors and AP classes, you was cool. You was popular. If you weren't striving to be anything, you was considered a lame.
Mm,
So, I mean, and that's what pushed my peers, black males in particular, to want to not particularly get into education, but to strive to be in business or business management, CEO, or just something higher up than a factory worker, because that's what I see when I came here in Rockford. It was like that was the pinnacle. If you made it to Chrysler, that was it. Being a
boy,
Chrysler factory worker, you made it. And I'm like,
I'm I'm
this is
so
what y'all
mad you
striving
not
to
from
be.
I'm so mad that you not from here and you said that. But niggas that's from here, we know that. Like Chrysler niggas was running the game for a long time.
I'm like, and I gave 6 years to Chrysler. That's how I know. Like, like,
Yeah.
y'all gonna give 30 years. This is what y'all gonna do. Is Christ or then what? Death. And it's like nothing else with your life. Y'all don't want to do nothing else. It's sad.
Mm.
It was, yeah. But you
You
said
got
they
Michelle.
ran Rockford. I see it.
Yeah. Chrysler niggas did run Rockford.
I
That's
see it. Yeah. I
that's
can see
so.
it.
I
I
don't
can
want to
see
walk
it.
down. I don't want to walk down that road because that opened up the doors to a lot of other things. Chrysler niggas
Okay.
was running Rockford for the good and the bad.
Oh yeah.
Um, we got Michelle Laster saying in Rockford it's the opposite. You're a lame for wanting something. Yeah, I don't know if you're a lame, but it's more like you don't. I don't. Yeah, let's just call it what it is. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like let's just call it what it is. Like I know me for example. I think if I would have like I went away from Rockford for about 10 years, and then I
Also,
came
yeah,
back.
yeah.
So like I kind of I think leaving Rockford kind of saved me a little bit because if I would have stayed in them adolescent years, because we already know how Rockford feels about black males between the ages of 18 to 25,
Mm-hmm.
dispendable,
Yeah.
and that's from black people and white people alike. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about that age of black men. We're always saying that that age of black men should already know better. But
Right.
we will sit back and we will say that we know that they have not been taught. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll put all our attention on grade school kids. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? All our all our attention is on grade school children, and then they get to middle school, they get a little bit of attention, but then when they get to high school, you only care about the smart ones
Yeah.
or the athletes.
Yeah.
And then you got I call them the alternative kids, alternative black kids, the ones that are, not raised in the projects but still live in poverty. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They don't have
Mm-hmm.
the access to everything that's being given into the projects because that's where all everything goes towards. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
How long you say you've been in Rockford?
I got out here in 2000, like 12 ish.
Okay. 2012. Let's see. I know coming up, right? And I people call me because I say this a lot and they're always saying like we're providing food and entertainment and basketball for the black youth here in Rock. And I say shit, we had all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We had we had all that coming up. You know what I'm saying? We had Gut Smacker, Boys and Girls Club, this, that, and the other. The problem you're in the education system. You
Mm-hmm.
see handful of kids. You see kids every day.
Mm-hmm.
By looking at the kids that you see, how do you see the future of Rockford being if these kids never leave?
uh,
And be real, be 100%, thousand, be 1,000.
I'll say it's probably about this much hope.
Ooh,
About this much, simply because I didn't know, just with the kids that I work with, I didn't know it was so many of them that have been like through the foster care system. Um, you have a lot of, I don't know why, but a lot of illiteracy like in the school systems, particularly here in Rockford.
like, are you saying kids aren't reading
Kids aren't
or
reading. They're not reading. They can barely write. No one's taking the time to even work with them. Most people feel like, if you didn't get this at home, if you didn't get this through K through fourth grade, you pretty much a lost cause. Anything after fourth grade. This is not my opinion. This is just
no? I hear you.
how it is, and this is just what I see.
And then these kids are pushed through.
And they're just slid on through to the next grade. I literally, because I tutor as well, and I have a few eighth graders that I tutor that are still trying to just learn basic math. And it's just like, how do we get here? How do we get here? And then you dig a little deeper into the family lives, and it's, you know, living with grandma. Grandma don't know this stuff, so grandma's not even checking to see if the work is even being done. In and out of foster care, so there's no stability. So them kids' brains they ain't even on the work school work. And yes, this can happen anywhere. This is not just a Rockford issue, but it's more prevalent here. I see it a lot here. So I don't. It, oh, I'm sorry. My sister just told me that statistically, what's the county? Outside of Cook County, we have more foster children. Outside of Cook County, Winnebago County has the highest foster care rate. So
Wow.
it's
And we're
yeah. I don't know.
and
So
we're
I mean,
and we're what the size of Chicago? Like
no.
that
He was
says
like in
something.
comparison to Chicago, we're what the size compared to Chicago? Oh, we're much smaller. I forget the percentage, but I mean, we have a disproportionate amount of black children in foster care. Pretty close ratio. Yeah. And pretty close. Bill I passed as far as size. Children's Bill of Rights. That was my first bill. The Bill of Rights, yeah.
That
So
that sounds crazy
no,
to
it's
me, but I know that it's true. So one of the big things on the panel was we had brought up, weak family structure, and that kind of sent Leslie into an uproar.
it
You
did.
can't talk about weak family structure and not talk about the root cause of that, which is white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And if we look at it like the black family structure is in it's on life support.
It is.
I believe that everyone has lost respect for each other. We don't have the sense of if you don't have the sense of family, how can you have the sense of community?
Mm. Oh, now that's deep. If you don't have the sense of family, how could you have the sense of community?
Like how can you? You know,
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
like that's messing me up right now because like I ain't gonna lie to you, Ivy. Like I brought this panel, and I'm trying to keep it 100 with everybody. Like I brought this panel together in hopes of like let's air out some things, let's talk about some things, and I didn't know where it was going to leave me the next day. But the next day, I left me in I guess not a hopelessness. I don't want to say it's not. I'm not hopeful.
It kind of left me feeling. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It kind of
like
I was like we got. I'm not gonna say we got nothing accomplished because it was a very in deep. Everything that was said needed to be said and heard. But I was just like we left more divided than when we came, and the
yeah, I remember
discussion
you
was
said
about
that.
Black unity.
Well, it was about the struggles, the challenges of Black unity,
Prime
and
example, then.
yeah, and my thing was like after everything was said and done, I kind of went back and I listened. I got hella phone calls. I was talking to people, and I got accused with drawing a bigger wedge between the Black community here in Rockford.
Oh,
And what I said, I let me ask you this question before I say where my stance is. Do you believe that Black people can unify off the sole purpose of just being Black?
wait, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Do you believe that Black people could unify just off the sole purpose of being
The sole purpose of being what?
being Black?
Oh, that's a tough one because it can be yes and no.
Okay,
Yes, simply
break it down.
because our entire existence is was desired, literally, by every other culture. So we can play on that.
Yeah, that's real.
But
That-
no, just simply because it's kind of not enough either.
I don't I don't think Black people could. Let me say it like this. I don't think I could unify with a person based off just because they're Black. Now would they get my consideration first because they're Black? Yes. Is that a little racist of me? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Black first. You know what I'm saying? I try to
Mhm.
do everything Black first. You know what I'm saying? So I I do believe that I can unify with nothing but black people, but I don't believe that I can unify with all black people.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. I had to better understand the question. Kind of like just you bum for Obama just because he black.
I did. I was charged with that. I charged myself with that. Yes, I did that.
You guilty of that? Just because
I'm
he was
guilty of
black,
that.
I'm gonna vote for him.
Yeah, I'm keep it a bill. I did.
Yeah, yeah. I want to
I
say most of us were
I
there, and
I
people
did. I
lying
was
if they
there.
say that wasn't the case.
I had my red, black, and green ribbon on with
Hmm.
my vest. I had a warrant out for my arrest at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna go up here, and I'm still about to vote. They can arrest me if they want to. You
Yep.
know.
Yep. Didn't care. Didn't even care. Keep
But
it
just
real.
because just because he was black, you know what I'm saying? No, none of his policies. He was black. He was a smooth talker. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Charismatic. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there for it. I was waving the American flag in the middle of where we do he at on Sycamore Road in Rockford and DeKalb in the middle of the road, waving the American flag we just bought from Walmart that was made in China, and then we and then we was on
Okay.
Hillcrest. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I was really about that, you know what I'm saying? Because okay, so this leads me to another question. Let me ask you this question. You're black. Do you consider yourself an American? Do you? Do you consider yourself an
No, that's a funny, really funny question. It's a great question. I've never been asked that.
Because I kick it in some circles, boy. You can't. There's some black people you cannot call American.
No, that's very true. Um, if you were to ask me that question when I was younger, I would have said yes. But asking me now, it's like I can't really I know technically because I was born here, I'm considered an American, but I don't identify with the American ways, if that makes sense. The American
Oh, come
culture.
on. What? Like what? What? Okay. So what do you mean by that? What are you saying?
What
What are you saying? What are you talking about? You don't identify with American culture. What is American culture? And what don't you identify?
I mean, what were we built on? What is this system? Who does it protect? Who does it oppress? Who does it?
Oh,
You know what I'm
so you
saying?
don't
I
you
don't
don't identify
identify
with
with
white
that.
supremacy. You don't identify with white supremacy.
Yeah. And to me,
So
that's
to be
America.
so to be an American is to be a supporter of white supremacy. Ooh, if you
It's
gonna
not
say
to
it,
be a
stand on it.
supporter. You're just
What?
in it.
What?
You're just
If you in,
automatically subjected to it.
but if you in it, you support it, right?
No, I'm kind of forced to be here. I'm being held captive here.
Are you? You can get a
I was
passport, my
stolen
nigga.
from my land and I'm being held captive.
Because if you were to leave America, wait, didn't you just go on a trip? Where you go?
Nashville
Where
was
you,
the most recent trip.
oh, okay, okay. I thought you went out. You've been out the country, right?
Yeah,
When you go out the country, they don't. They look at you and they be like, "Look at that American."
they do. Well, some people, a lot of people walk up to me and just start speaking Spanish too.
Yeah, because you do look like you can be a little Cuban, a little
So, but yeah,
Trinidadian.
but as soon as you say, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this American." But
yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, you are American."
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's some people. I don't know. That's like
Do
with the
you
WEB the
identify?
boy. I knew you was gonna come at me,
Come
but
on, because I need to know.
that's like that's like that WEB the boys. You know what I'm saying? My duality, because I do feel like you in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm a black in America. You know what I'm
A
saying?
black and
That
an American.
I'm a black in America. You know what I'm
You're a
saying?
black
Like
in America.
in America. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But check this out. I'm not looking to move nowhere else though,
Okay.
because because I need to be protected freedom of speech because I say a lot of stuff
Right.
and freedom of speech. That's the one freedom I think that we do take for granted here in America. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That's very true.
So after all this American talk, I did all this American talk to set up this question. Okay, where what is your stance What is your stance on illegal immigrants and what we saw with the Haitians that were coming up through Texas
Hmm.
that were they were on horses and there was whips. You know what I'm saying? Where do you stand on that?
Am I opposed to it? No,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. Um, I just look at it like this: there's not a single illegal immigrant that's here in America that's stopping me from getting a job that I need, that's harming me and my family. I just don't. I mean, I don't know what is the downside or the problem. What's the issue with illegal immigrants? Like building the whole wall. We want to keep them out. Let's get them out of here. ICE snatching them away from their families. What's the purpose? What are they doing to us? Really?
So this is
I'm just saying. I don't know.
I like some people get on my case about this because I'm just looking at the law and I don't know if what the cost is to become a citizen of the United States. I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't know the process. I was born. You know what I'm saying? But we do have rules in place. You know what I'm saying, for a reason. And I do believe that we do need to treat people with humanity,
Yeah.
but also people need to know that if you get caught coming here, you know what I'm saying, illegally and not going through our process, then X, Y, and Z can happen. It's almost like when I look at the children, like I don't believe that the children should be held in cages. Let me just say that right
Right.
now. I don't believe they should be held in cages, but I do understand that if a parent is caught doing a crime with their child and the parent are separated. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the risk you took, you know what I'm saying, for a better life.
Okay.
I think that maybe we have to look at the process of getting into America. You know what I'm saying? What causes people want to go the other way opposed to the right way?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or the due process of it. I
Okay.
think
Do you
that's
know
what
this? What's the
no
cost to do it the right way?
no that I don't, like I said earlier, I do not know.
So maybe
I
that
do
could be an
not.
issue.
I think that may be an issue. I think that's a big issue.
Right. It has to be.
Just by it being America, capitalistic society, I know that's the issue. I know that's the issue. I don't know how long the waiting list is, but I think that they have to start there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how long the waiting list is. Like some Section 8.
Yeah, like I don't know. I
Like some
don't know if they
Section 8
call you.
stuff.
I don't know if they got a lottery for you. Like I don't go through that, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make light of it because I understand, white man, horse, whip, black guy. I get that. I get that 125%.
Mm-hmm.
But do we want him to rather have a gun? You know what I'm saying? Like a stun gun? Like how would you want this person to be apprehended? And I think that's the same thing when we have to look at the police too.
What,
How
an
do you
illegal
want
immigrant?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, how do you want them to be apprehended when they cross the border? How do you want them to be apprehended? Because now they're mad about the whips. If they had guns, people would be mad about the guns. How would do you just want them to come in? Should we just open up the borders?
I mean, I
I,
just open it and let them flood on in. But it
I
could
just
be,
let
I don't know. I just feel like if someone gets caught, maybe we could maybe it could be an interview. And if they could give specific reasons and valid reasons as to why I'm coming over here, why I need to be here, and why I should be here, that's actually the asylum process. We should work something. We could work something
right.
out.
Isn't that how we get refugees?
Not a crime. And like my sister said, that's seeking asylum, and seeking asylum is not a crime. So
Okay, I can go with that. I can go with that. I can go with that. I wonder how many illegal immigrants try to use that, and it is just like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like this America, we mean like that. Let's just be honest. America's mean like that. You know what I'm saying? America is a jerk. Just to be honest,
I'm
America
sorry.
is a
So repeat what you said.
America is a jerk. You
America
know what
is
I'm
a
saying?
jerk. We're bullies.
America. Yeah, America's a jerk.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If we're ran by old white men, guess how we act? Like old white men. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And old white men tend to be jerks and assholes.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because of their stature and how they how they have made it to this land. I know I'm going on a tangent,
No, you're
but
fine. No, you're good.
I I know I'm going on a tangent, but I guess I'm saying all these different things from education to social justice to immigration. These are all different sectors of white supremacy that have to be dismantled. And then once it's just
So
one,
let me ask
go
you this:
ahead.
are you familiar with Frances Cress Westland?
I am not
Okay,
educated.
she's pretty dope. Actually, not pretty dope. She's dope dope. Um, a professor who wrote. She's the author of the ISIS series, like the ISIS papers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, and her whole theory pretty much is in the future. I can't remember specifically what decade or century, but eventually she feels like the root cause of white supremacy is the fact that eventually the white genetic or just white people in general are going to be cleared off the planet. Like they're going to
Agreed.
be genetically wiped out because this is just science. When you mix colors, it makes a new color. Any color
White
you
people got
mix
the
with
weak gene.
white,
They got the weak gene.
they have the
Ah,
recessive gene. They don't have the dominant gene. So eventually they will be non-existent. So this is the
mhm.
reason for white supremacy. So with that being said, let me ask you this. It might just be throwing it way out there, but I just want to know what you think about this. Going back to immigration and why
Mhm.
Trump be so gun ho on building was why he was so gun ho on building this wall, or why it's such a huge problem with ICE snatching these people illegal immigrants out of here. Could we kind of tie that to keeping the brown folks out of America? We already so
Yeah,
us whites we already finna vanish and disappear. So if we could keep
yeah.
the percentage of browns out of here, we're already killing the blacks. We're getting that under control. We're assassinating them. And then if we can keep the browns from coming in the country as well, we can keep this country white.
I agree with that. I can agree with. I think everything that the white man doing right now is to preserve
Preserve.
to preserve the purity of whiteness,
Yep.
because
Preserve the purity.
white people white people are becoming extinct,
There you go.
but
That's the term.
but but they're 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 becoming extinct physically, but the white mindset is still going. You know
Now
what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
That's why white
That,
supremacy has to be destroyed.
yeah.
But we can't just destroy it and fall into a land of chaos and anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
In my book, I talk about how like we cannot let the in the fight for liberation, the liberated cannot become the new oppressors. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is it that we can do to rid the earth of white supremacy, and then how do we rebuild? Because I think that's the problem.
And that's a tough one.
That's a big one.
That's
Let's
a
see.
big one.
We got Tantasia here. She said, "I feel immigrants tend to be treated better than blacks, and that are born here have more access to capital to open business in our neighborhoods. From what I see, but I do not feel immigrants should be treated horrible because they are still human."
Right. So I don't know if she's saying now if she's talking about just regular immigrants, like legal immigrants, yeah, they get all type of grants. They come in our communities, open businesses. They do, yeah, they're treated better. They're probably well off. The illegal immigrants, I don't think are treated better than blacks. I've
I
seen,
think
I've seen the
I think
videos
they
of
are.
them getting, they get it just like us.
No, I think they get it a little bit better because the biggest everybody go read this book. It's called Brainwashed by Tom Burrell.
By who?
And Tom Burrell.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite books. It really he talks about the power of advertisement in media. Black people were some of the very first things that were advertised here on this land. You know, We had black man, black male, strong, works long hours, fertile. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
All that. And then when the Emancipation Proclamation came along and blacks became free, they start saying that blacks were lazy and eat watermelon and this, that, and the other, right? So that's the power of advertisement. I'm saying all that to say this. It's advertised that illegal immigrants are hard workers. It's
Hmm.
advertised that illegal immigrants would do more work than Americans, especially Black Americans,
For less
because Black
pay.
for less pay because Black Americans a don't like to be outside and they're lazy.
Hmm.
Now these the niggas these the same niggas that built the country now. You know
But
what
we
I'm saying?
lazy,
They
right?
lazy and don't like outside. Okay, you know what
We get
I'm
cotton from the sun up to
saying?
sundown, but we
But don't
lazy and
don't
don't like outside.
and don't like outside. Okay, so this is the campaign. You know what I'm saying? This is the campaign. So when I say that immigrants are treated better than blacks, I'm talking about on the social level and also in an economic level because they would probably hire an immigrant who has lower pay,
Hmm.
who would do hard work for lower pay because they believe that the black person is not going to be a hard worker.
So
You know
basically,
what I'm saying?
the illegal immigrant is the new slave. So are people saying that the new slave is treated better than the Black American?
Well, I'll say everybody gets a turn to be a slave in an American system. Everybody gets a turn. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? You have the white indentured servant. Like poor whites get treated like shit too.
Yes, this is
Let me just
true.
put that out
By
there.
their own
Poor
kind.
by their own kind. And 9 times out of 10, poor white people hate other white people.
Yes.
Like they can't stand other white folks. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that lets us know that racism is fueled by capital. Or I'm sorry, capitalism is fueled by racism. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because if it comes down to it, it depends on the ingredients of the white person to the other white person. So like this white person maybe had kids out of wedlock with a black person, they may not help them. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? They may not help them. But if they're pure to a white man, a white woman, with white kids, that white man may just go ahead and help that white family before he helps Tyrone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I
So,
get
but then do we fault? Should we fault white people for that?
that. I
Let's
mean,
just be honest, because we get jobs on the hookup all the time.
we
Should
do,
we
but
should
at a
we
lower
fault white people
scale.
for
It's at a lower level.
that? Mm,
Like I can get the hookup at McDonald's because my cousin know the manager up there at McDonald's. Whereas with white people, it's like I can come from nothing and be the CEO of this Fortune 500 company because of who I know. Look at Bush.
mm.
Look at Trump. Prime examples. Became president of the United States with what? Bush because his daddy. Trump because what his celebratory.
Yeah, did have a great reality show, but I don't know, man. Like I'll be honest with y'all. Like sometimes I do, as an American who's approaching his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I see like the world is changing so bad. Like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, man, I be feeling like the old white guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
America sure is changing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I remember a time I've had a racist moment before. Okay,
Uh oh.
I have, I have. It was on accident. I was working in Chipotle in DeKalb, and it was a whole bunch of I want to call them Hindus. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of them in line, and I was getting their food, and I was putting it on their tray, and I said, "Hey, you don't mind if I put their food on your tray, do you?" And then he turned and he looked at me. He said, "I don't even know them." This is this is at the this is at the time in DeKalb where like a lot of the Indians and Hindus were starting to flood in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and I was just like, man, America's no longer black, white, and Mexican.
Right.
America's becoming different. And I kind of agreed with what Candace Owens said. She said in a few years, it's not going to matter if you're black. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fall in the same category as what white people
How? Like, what do you mean?
when it comes to power,
Mm-hmm.
because white people are losing their power.
Okay.
We're about to see uh, um, more of what makes America America in more of that type of representation. So you're going to see the more Asians Americans in
Okay.
politics. You're going to see more
Latino.
Latinos. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then when I say Latinos, that's just a blanket statement because that's everything Dominican and all that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You're going to see all that in there. And then it's not going to matter if you're black anymore.
Mm,
Right now, it still matters that we're black.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because soon is I do believe it's not gonna matter if we're black anymore. And to be honest, that kind of scares me a little bit because I've never lived in a world like that. But my kids who are 13 and 15, their generation, they don't even care about race.
Nope.
They don't they don't care about
Nope.
and
And this stuff
I'm like,
that's happening doesn't move them.
yeah, like they desynthesize.
Yep. There
That's
it
the word
is.
I'm looking for. They
Yeah.
desynthesize. And they
Yep.
just like, like I'm black. My son told this is me. I do consider myself a black a liberator, and a revolutionary, a media revolutionary. And he was just like, it doesn't. I'm black, and so what?
Right.
And I'm just like, and then I said, is this what the white man went through? Is this what the white man went through?
Mm-hmm.
Because I said, I think you should have some type of pride about your race.
Absolutely.
This, I said this right. I said this before I even thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It was the first thing that I'm like, you should have some type of pride about your race and who you're from, where you're from, and your heritage and things of that nature. And I thought about it. I said, is this how like white supremacy started? Through
Mm.
the fear of being wiped out. They come from a land of survival where there's not plenty. You know what I'm saying? We use
Mm-hmm.
today the we use a fork today for eating when it was originally used for protection in the Caucasus Mountains to protect food from each
Mm.
other. It's a little,
I
little
didn't
tool
know
to
that.
keep people hands away from their food. So when I'm very careful to call somebody a racist because I very too
Would you call
I'm
it
very
Karen?
yeah, I try to use the cool term. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But let's see. My man said genetic survival. I think I'll I'll matter. I think it will matter because Mexicans look down on blacks too. Whew.
Wait, he said what?
That's somebody said that they think it will matter. Michelle Lester, she said that I think it will matter because Mexicans look down on blacks too.
They do. They
That's a
do.
whole nother combo. That's a whole.
It really is. That's a whole nother
That
discussion.
that's a whole nother conversation. I don't know who we got coming on next week. I put it out there
Yep.
to the people on the panel to see who wants to come on next week.
Yeah.
But
I saw that.
we're gonna be doing these and then guys, I got a special treat for you guys in October. I have randomly selected. I know nobody's gonna believe this, but I did. I randomly selected members of our audience to be a part of a real reaction video to the challenges of Black youth.
All
So
right.
we're gonna set them down in a room. We're gonna play the video, and we're gonna get their reaction.
And there's gonna be a camera on them to catch the react.
Yes,
That's dope.
yes, the catch the
That would
reaction.
be dope.
Because I believe that you can't have true unification if there's still underlying issues that nobody's talking about. We at least have to put them on the table and give a person a opportunity to say, "Hey, I agree with you
Mm-hmm.
and I want to work with you," or "I disagree with you. I understand where you're coming from and I still want to work with you," or "Hey, I disagree with you and I don't want to work with you." Respect.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Respectively. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said at the end of the podcast of the thing, I did say that I can respect you, but the moment that you're coming up against what I'm coming up against,
Mm.
in lack of a better term, I'm gonna truck you.
Right.
You gonna get trucked.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? But let them know where they can find you at, so they can know when you serving and whatnot. run all your tags for them.
Oh yeah, you can follow me right here, right on Facebook, Ivy Joy Wallace. It's IvyJoiWallace, or you can follow me on Instagram, which is poison underscore capital I capital V and the number 12. We got some
How long
great
you had that?
food. Ivy's Famous
How
Field.
long you?
You know.
How long you had that on Instagram?
The poison ivy. It's been a long time. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I could tell. Hey,
I mean, when
well,
you've been hearing
I
it since kindergarten,
yeah, I
what's your
know, right?
name? Ivy. Like poison?
Oh,
It's
like
crazy.
yeah, get away from me.
Yeah. If I'm poison, go over there.
Right. Hey, well, I appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you for
Definitely gonna
having
have
me.
you back on because I know about some other things that you do want to talk about, and I definitely want to sit down and talk to you about those issues.
Yep.
Um, I can't wait to actually sit down and talk to you about those issues. I think we're gonna do an
Yeah,
in
that's gonna
person
be a good
thing.
one right there. A great
Yeah.
conversation.
It's gonna be a great conversation, man. Well, guys, I am the I am hyphen X, and always remember you don't always have to agree to have a great conversation. Peace.